Please, can I present? Celia she went to do her drug test, got picked on random. Anna Larson's on travel. Lisa Littell,
Here.
Lisa Litley, Chris Haffaday,
Here.
Robin Haffaday,
Here.
Amanda East,
Here.
Lexi Key,
Here.
John Michigan Senior, Tammy Sagata, William Sagata,
Here.
James Smith,
Here.
Alicia Bertrand,
Here.
and Alma Wandasiga.
Here.
Today we have longevity recognition, CETA monthly report, master contract resolution, law enforcement resolution, third-party administration resolution, that's for insurance, I think. BIA one-time funding resolution, and produce prescription grant resolution. Minor Children's Trust Fund request from John Michigan III, and any old business. Are there any additions to the agenda?
The old business, I'd like to add the other minor children's trust fund who's coming back. He's supposed to be here with everything you asked from last meeting.
And Ken, there was confusion between Anna and I. There's only 4 resolutions. So this, whatever this third-party admin one, that is not, cross that out. And the next 2 will be C and D then.
Will be what?
So there'll be A, B, C, and D, but
Okay.
cross out the existing C.
Okay. Right, is the motion accepting the agenda? Jeff?
I want to discuss the cultural positions, or should that go on the next agenda?
That should go on the, actually, what we're planning on that, maybe a quick answer is that we're planning to run that through the budget system, make sure it's on there first, and then we can go ahead and do the hiring process. She is posted, or she has posted Corey's position.
Well, I thought we already made a decision to go ahead.
Well, why would we do that if we don't run it through the budget system?
Because we want to have a solid plan for the
Yeah.
budget.
Which,
We
didn't pay them.
Come up with a plan for the next year.
well, if you just want to talk about the position.
Just move forward with the positions.
So there's not gonna be any positions for those until after October 1st, is that what you're saying?
Just the Corey position, the one that was there previously.
I thought they were gonna redo that because he wasn't doing.
Well, did we approve the
function.
funding for it already?
I just thought they were gonna redo that position. Did they redo it? Because they were saying that Corey wasn't doing like.
Oh, we can put it down for discussion then.
Yeah, let's. put
Yeah,
it
I
for
have
discussion.
questions too, I guess.
Okay, cultural, well, actually Molly should be here then. We'll try to find-
Invite her to the workshop and.
Yeah, we could do it at the workshop. You guys do that?
Wait for the workshop.
Yeah, I'd rather wait for the workshop, that way we can get that process going down. Any other additions?
What about board reports? We haven't had board reports in a while. I don't know if that's really much of a discussion, but just that we start getting them in again.
Yeah, I gotta say, I didn't do the memo to send it out to have people do them again, but I'll check with Anna and make sure she gets those out and we'll get those on a regular basis.
Yeah, I had one, but it was kind of regarding the Paul, and Anna's not here. So, you know, I was trying to get over this morning. I didn't realize she was out of town.
Oh, okay. Is there something that Suzie could?
Possibly, I mean, I guess what I'm looking at is, they're looking to do contest Paul for drums, but not dancers, so I just been curious to add in that maybe, or something along them lines.
Okay. Well, it's coming up pretty quick.
Yeah.
We've got everything all set already, but we'll check with Suzie, I guess, see if she can come over. Anything else? All right, hearing none, is there a motion accepting the agenda? Motion made by Amanda, is there support? Supported by Robin. All in favor, raise your right hand. Any opposed, abstaining, motion carries. Okay, if we could have Deanna Schmidt. Deanna Schmidt, we are celebrating 5 years as bus driver. Yeah, 5 years feels like 10, huh?
Thank you guys very, very much.
Thank you.
The bus drivers have one of the hardest and best jobs ever. And I really thought about this as soon as I got the email, because I did not know we did longevity. But I haul all the way from the 3-year-olds up to the seniors. And this year for me was the hardest because I had watched the seniors since they were in 3rd grade.
Oh, my.
Because I started obviously as a sub and part-time and everything. And then to see their younger siblings and go from graduating in kindergarten, it is great. And thank you very, very much.
Thank you, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Derek Feathers, celebrating 20 years. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very
Appreciate
much.
it.
Thank you, everybody.
Master contract, law enforcement, VA, one-time funding, and the produce prescription rate.
So these are just our standard resolutions every 3 years to renew the master contract. We do a 3-year contract, so it's up this year, so we have to do this for the next 3 years. It'll be for the BIA funding for our master contract and our law enforcement. So those are the first two. And they're just standard, regular. We just need a new contract number, so we can pull the, this will go through 26.
Do you have a copy?
No, management needs to bring them here.
All right, so then whereas the tribe wishes to reaffirm the authority of certain tribal officials to contract with, on behalf of the Hannibal Indian community with the Bureau of Indian Affairs. And although enjoying current mature contract status in regard to the consolidated tribal government contract, the Hannibal Indian community also desires to reaffirm the current consolidated tribal government contract entered between the United States Bureau of Indian Affairs and the tribe, and to further request a renewal of the said master contract for a definite term, and that the Hannibal Indian community continues to authorize its tribal chairperson to enter into all contract with the Bureau of Indian Affairs in the absence of or incapacity of the tribal chairperson. The tribal vice chairperson may exercise its authority to enter into contract with the Bureau of Indian Affairs. Be it further resolved that pursuant to 25 U.S.C. 5324C1B, the Tribal Council reaffirms the current consolidated tribal government program master contract covering the period 10/1/2020 through 9/30/2023, and request a new consolidated tribal government program master contract between the Hannibal Indian Community and the United States of America Bureau of Indian Affairs for October 1, 2023 to October 30th, 2026.
This is language we repeat every year, and Dawn wrote it.
Oh.
As you can tell.
Yeah. Is there a motion for resolution 06052023-8, the resolution for the consolidated tribal government program master contract, fiscal year 2024 to 2026? Motion made by Amanda, is there support? Supported by Robin. All in favor, please raise your right hand and keep them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, next one.
You got it now?
Yeah.
Well, mine was, should be, as it was.
So it should be 8, right? But the two that need motions for.
Oh, eight.
Yeah, this is 8. Okay, next one. Next one is the
No, this is,
law enforcement contract. Want to explain?
yes, this is the same thing, it's just that we get those two under two different contract numbers. This is funding for law enforcement specifically, where the same, just comes under a different contract number. So it's the BIA funding for law enforcement specifically. again, it's extended, it'll be the same 3-year period, they run together, they're on the same. So it's now extending it, ends on 9/30/23, this one will go now through 9/30 of 2026, a new contract.
So therefore, be resolved that Hamilton Indian Community continues to authorize the tribal chairperson to enter into all contracts with the Bureau of Indian Affairs in the absence of a authority after the other tribal chairperson, the tribal vice chairperson, shall take. For signing the contract for October 1, 2023 to September 20, 2026 between the Hannibal Indian Community and the United States Bureau of Indian Affairs Law Enforcement. Is there a motion? Motion made by Lisa, is there support? Supported by Amanda.
So these are all just the same as what we've been doing?
Yeah, we just, we do it every 3 years.
So
All in favor?
We've been doing it
what
for-
they do is where they get the money and stuff like that?
We get the master contract funding every year, but we used to just get it in a big, and we'd never end the contract and start over, so you couldn't.
So the master contract is there's 3 primary formula funded ways that the tribe gets money from the federal government. One's through the school, one's through the Indian Health Service or the Health Center, and then one's through the master contract. The master contract pays for generally the law enforcement, has social services under it, higher ed is under it, so there's just kind of a hodgepodge of different programs that are under the master contract. But all of these are formula funded, means we get money every year based upon the formulas that they use at BIA. So but once they have to send it to us through a contract, an agreement, and that agreement generally renews every 3 years. There was a period of time where they let it go for more than 3 years, but then it gets really messy because there's all these years layered on each other, and then so generally they've gotten to the point where they just redo it every 3 years, so it doesn't get too big.
I just wanna know, I'm
Yeah.
holding on something.
I know, it's kind of, all those numbers are.
So it's kind of just the regular,
Yeah.
it's the core regular government funding that the tribe has always gotten, is basically what it is.
We just have to renew these, which you wouldn't have been here since the last time because it was 3 years ago. So yeah, this will be now. And so the next one is a similar, it's the same thing, it's just, so.
We still gotta go around on that.
No.
That tribal one.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
the law enforcement.
Okay, we need to vote on law enforcement. All in favor, raise your right hand.
8-0.
Me
Opposed?
and,
Abstaining?
Again?
Okay.
No, you and Amanda this time? Okay.
Oh, Amanda and Lisa?
Lisa and Amanda.
Sorry, I'm just like.
So the next one is, under the master contract, there's all these different sub things, like Scott just said, we get social services, we get Johnson O'Malley, we get law enforcement. Well, you have to add all those same things that you're gonna accept funding through, and there was an opportunity for one-time funding for some natural resource money that we don't typically get. And so we are adding that for just this year. It's a one-time funding opportunity. I'm working with Mike on what we're gonna do, because there's limitations on what you're allowed to do with it, so Mike's environmental. And we're trying to figure out really what we're gonna do. There's a couple of things out there that he's exploring, but as of right now, we just need a resolution that you agree to contract with the BIA for them to send us, it's like $38,000 that we'd have to use in the next year or two.
Was that the water one?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, not the, no, not the bottle, no.
Okay, whereas the tribal government are eligible to contract with the Department of the Interior and Affairs, and whereas the Hannibal Indian Community desires to contract with the Bureau of Indian Affairs under Public Law 93-638 for its Natural Resource Program. Is there a motion? Motion made by Amanda, there's support. Supported by James. All in favor, raise your right hand. Okay, next one.
The last one is a grant opportunity through Indian Health Service that we typically, this is our first, we don't often do it this way, but I talked with Jesse and with Dawn, and we made this resolution. So Nottawa Seppi is actually gonna be the applicant, and then us, Bay Mills, Grand Traverse, are gonna be like in a consortium. Worst case, if they get the money and keep it and don't share it, well, we have 0 of 0, but if they actually share it, we'll get money for this prescription. I mean, I don't think it's gonna happen, we have to wait for, so we modified the resolution, that the resolution is not committing us to a consortium, because we wanna see the consortium language first on how they're gonna share it, but we can't apply to IHS on our own, it's a huge grant, we would never be competitive. So our only chance at getting this money would be to go in a group, and so we're gonna try that. And, it's a nutrition prescription grant, which we have a small one right now through a foundation, but that's ending. And so this would give us 5 years of promoting the farmer's market, promoting, you know, yeah, so we're gonna, I think it will be fine, I don't see any issue with it, it's just that we don't usually ITC access the applicant for all the tribes, but they don't really have anybody, they don't have enough staff right now to write this kind of grant, so we're all sending our information, and someone at Nottawasepi is actually compiling it, we're gonna submit it, and they'll be the actual applicant, like the fiscal authority.
Who's handling it down there, do you know?
Dan Green, he's their chief planning officer or something. So that's what this one is about, is just to authorize the submission of that grant as part of this for these 4 trips. Like I said, it was Ospey Mills, Nottawasepi, and Grand Traverse.
So whereas the Hannibal Indian community, and all project members will address the need through cultural specific intervention strategies that seek to increase access to nutritious foods, including produce and traditional foods. And whereas the Hannibal Indian community has demonstrated experience and qualified staff to address food insecurity and shall build upon these previous efforts to expand and build further capacity to sustain the infrastructure and services for its citizens. And be it further resolved that the Hannibal Indian community shall the council hereby approves the produce prescription pilot program people cooperative agreement between grant submission to the Indian Health Service in the amount of $500,000 per year for 5 years. And whereas the Hannibal Indian community shall the council agrees to be part of the produce prescription pilot project with intent to participate in the project for the benefit of all tribal communities. Is there a motion? Motion made by Amanda, seconded by Willie. All in favor, please raise your right hand.
They're proposing to split the 500 4 ways, so we each get 125 a year. So, Kelly Hansen kind of over, so we'll do some with, she's working on how she would, and maybe we won't get it all, we don't know, but this is just to submit the application, so we'll see.
All in favor, please raise your right hand. Any opposed? Was that Hillary? Oh.
They're running together, there's a lot of them.
Motion carried.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
James had a question regarding the powwow and the payouts of the drum competition versus the payouts. I don't know what he was actually asking, but James, you want to ask her what's the question?
Guess I was looking to see about adding dance contest in there as well. I mean, I understand there's probably nothing in the budget right now, but that's kind of where I'm at right now.
I can't hear it, it's really hard, it's really hard.
I have a shade. Okay.
I just seen that there's only a drum contest or no dance contest, and so I was looking to maybe try to add it if possible.
11 days till follow.
And,
I'd have to find a head dance judge, probably male and female, I don't know if I'll find one before then. The reason we did it, so it's not really a dance, I guess a drum contest per se, it's kind of like a special because last year we had 3 drums. So it was suggested to try to do a drum special this year to see who we could get with all the other people. We liked it, and I'm trying not to excite over all, like if that's where we want to go. At some point, we should have money for it, we want to try this person, see how it went.
right, it just seems kind of half something without the dance contest or specials as well, to me anyway.
We're trying to do some specials, I mean, still have a regular special, I know the head female and head male are having their specials, and I think Elk Point Princess.
What kind of payouts you got for those? ones you just stated?
I don't know about the head dancers, but I haven't heard back from them yet. When it comes to like Greenwich region, I think it's those 3 to 1.
Right. I don't know, I guess just in my opinion, if we were gonna do drum special / contest, I think there should be dance category as well in there. Just kind of where I'm at. I mean, I know it's kind of late,
But I don't know if you can do 11 days before Apollo.
Well, I've been contemplating it a while, I've kind of been forgetting, but I discussed it with Anjaqua and was hoping she would set up a proposal. I talked to her in March and she never did, and
She never brought anything up.
and I kind of been forgetting until today, and I remembered for sure today. So I understand it's kind of late, but I mean, if we can add it in there, I mean, we're competing with Hinckley, you know, so Hinckley's gonna get most people because they put on a big contest.
And
Yeah.
Sarnia and,
So,
yeah.
meaning that's why our powwow's been super small in the past, I think.
Right. The only time it was really big was North Dakota.
So, because it's only 11 days for the Powell, why don't you do this? Why don't you put together a full contest payout schedule for maybe next year?
I kind of got one right here.
And if like Chapel County, yeah, support from Chapel County, going through the budget process, I'm sure we could get it passed.
Yeah. What I got proposed is $20,800.
So there's been some complaints about us delaying the contest. A lot of tribal members want this polo and June to be a traditional polo. I would love to keep that and have another contest polo at some point, whether that's like end of summer or late winter.
Yeah, midwinter.
Yeah, I like the traditional polo too, but I can't get paid
And that's another thing.
$500 for
We
singing
probably
for
don't
2
need to
days.
bring something special then, with a lot of complaints from the community, like, it's a traditional polo,
three drums.
blah, 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 blah. And I get it, I think people feel that they can't dance at contest polos, and depending, sometimes you can't, right, you'll turn on your tribal and you jump into contest, pretty much the rest of the time. But, I mean, that's what we would like to, I would like to see, a few of us would like to see, let's keep the traditional one in June, and then let's try a contest, someone, maybe sometime in the winter, but then the good question is,
So like it should be opposite.
where do we
I'll do the contest in the summer and the traditional.
So I guess that would be consensus then to have her put together a full budget and make that presentation to us? Or through the budget process?
I mean, if we want to see the powwow with very limited attendance again,
Well, yeah, after this fall, we'll have I guess, after action report, and we can kind of see what we're gonna do bigger and better for next year. Really.
but
Can't
it's
change
under
it.
my understanding that they've been saying that for years. We'll do this for next year, this for next year.
Well, I know.
Seeing very low attendance.
I think the big question was, or for me, it always been, do we want to do a contest poll? If we do, how are we going to structure it and when should we do it? And the biggest question that I've seen floating around all of this, and it's never really been answered by the consensus of the group, is do we want it during the June regular traditional poll or do you want a separate one? I think it makes more sense to have a separate one.
I think we should have 2.
How about the fall? Do you think it's too late to do a fall one?
I think we should do it in an earlier time than we did in September last time, not so full. But you know, I mean, I think, you know, that maybe, I'm trying to think, like, Labor Day, there's a lot of going on, especially week of September, usually like a night in Tri, which is in North Dakota, and that's the county circuit, but, I mean, if people don't count their county, it's not, because, you know, they'll be on this end, so there's not a whole lot at that time of year. I just think the end of September, like we did a couple years ago, that was freezing, I felt, we had heaters and everything. And people are still camping, so it was pretty cold for them. But I remember being, you know, 15 and camping in Big Bay up by Marquette in the middle of October, and freezing my butt off, Halloween. I mean, I think we can, I have all that content stuff that I presented years ago. For that, I should try to find staff.
I think this time around, man, we should,
And we're also increasing,
think that's low.
It is low, but it's better than it was.
They said it's low, so double it.
What's that?
They said that's kinda low.
Well, I mean, it was 5 and 10 before, I mean, we're not taking it down like before, county, it's even more. Can we do more of that?
When-
Well, they could, instead of doing a big 3-day traditional poll, go to 2 days. And instead of doing 4 grand entries, then you would only need 3 for the payouts.
Did you get that?
No, I can't hear.
He said if you did 2 days rather than 3, you'd have 4 grand entries rather than,
It's 3 rather than 4.
or 3 rather than 4.
Right. I don't think we should let it for Palo.
As the bottom line is, I don't like seeing our poll, the weakest poll I've ever been to. You know, and that's the bottom line for me, and
Yeah, he
that's
said
that way for you.
bottom line, he doesn't like the fact that we get seemingly in such a weak attendance wise.
We've always been low ever since we moved to this kid. Remember, our poll used to be at June. And then when Bay Mills become a big contest poll back a few years back,
Yeah.
whoever made the time.
Everybody went to the big contest poll in Bay Mills. Kind of points to the
Yeah.
reality of everything right there.
Like,
Traditional or contest? The contest went to max capacity and ours went to minimum capacity.
James is talking right now.
Just like with the Bay Mills there, what you just stated, and everybody started going to Bay Mills and nobody came to Hannibal. I mean, that proves the point alone right there, that contest is what it is nowadays.
Hey Susie,
That's just, What it
the
is.
fire station, they want to volunteer. I am trying to coordinate like who, if you want free labor from the fire station employees, they're gonna pay their employees to work for you for free. So I just suggest you guys tap into that resource or be short-staffed. I don't know. But I told Anna about it. I don't know who to
Anna
tell.
brought it up at the last meeting and said, she talked to somebody and said they have to help us with garbage and stuff.
I said
That's
that,
all I know.
well, they'll help you with whatever. I mean, you guys, who should they talk to? Like, they need some direction. Otherwise, I'm gonna kind of give up on trying to help you guys get some free labor.
Anna's the one that kind of takes care of that, so. I mean, they can just show up, we'll put them to work.
Okay, I'll tell them that then.
Yeah, for sure. So the question on our end for them would be, do you need us to keep, like, the top option is to keep like a running,
They-
like
they-
more of a sign-in sheet?
They're gonna need,
there, or
yeah,
how do we want-
I would say a sign-in sheet because I think they're paying their employees like eight hour, like they'll get 8 hours volunteer pay or something,
Okay.
so.
I think what would be nice is if we know, whoever's coming to do that, if they're not staying 8 hours or they can only do 2 hours,
Okay,
just so we know.
alright, so I'll,
We get schedules from them.
I'm meeting with the GM tomorrow at 3, so I'll ask her if she could get a list together of people who are interested in working and how many hours they can do. With that will be helpful.
I just, it would be helpful to me, like, when they can work or, you know,
Okay.
if they want to go now, like, oh, okay,
Alright, I'll let you know that. I'll get that information tomorrow.
okay.
Okay,
Try to get it to me like Wednesday or have to be next week, because I'm meeting Thursday for Kansas.
okay. I'll talk to you tomorrow after I talk to Marshall.
Okay.
All right, we'll put together your budget. Yep. How much,
For budgets or what am I?
you know, someone had mentioned that they were kind of low as far as kids and who was it, the other one?
All the dancer payouts.
Dancer payouts.
Yeah. Well, she said they are upping them this year.
From 5 to 10.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
you shoot your 10?
What was it, 25? Is that what she
20, I
said?
think 20 for adults.
yeah, it's 5 for tiny tots, 10 for 6 to 17, and then 18 plus is 20.
I mean, we're not gonna have that many people, I don't think. It's not gonna break the bank to go higher.
So go 10, 20, 25?
10, 20, 40. I would double it.
Yeah.
All right, go 10, 20, 40 on those.
10, 20, and 40.
Yeah. let's try to get.
Or is there a motion to increase the Powell budget to pay out the additional for dancers? Motion made by Amanda.
I
Supported
don't think that's
by,
gonna, in reality,
Chris?
I don't think that's gonna help though. But
not for this one, no.
nobody's gonna know that before they come.
Oh,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Facebook posts.
I tried it once, man. I tried taking the right steps to go through a Powwow committee person for them to propose it, not me.
That's what
I'm not on the committee. I have no idea about anything Powwow.
After this powwow, whether the powwow committee comes and reports to us quarterly, whatever, don't come every month, but give us an idea of their plan, and we can kind of get some feedback here, because we got ideas too. And we don't know at a meeting, and we don't go to the meeting, we can't be heard, but if we can say, hey, this is our plan for next year. Then the next meeting, well, we got this far, and then, we can't change things without saying 11 days before powwow, but at least we'll update it.
next meeting is when, Wednesday? What time, where? 10 o'clock at, in the chambers, this Wednesday. Okay, well, thank you very much.
The next one will be Tuesday at 5 o'clock after the blessing of Brown is done. Around like 6, well, yeah, probably right after that.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, why don't you increase that budget anyway, and see, we'll take a look at it, see what it looks like.
They can always do a Facebook post that says new.
Yeah, it's gonna do a Facebook
New
post.
honorariums, new payout, you know, just to kind of drum up
We'll
some.
put milkshakes in there, everybody, let's bring them on.
Milkshake to the
Okay, thank you very much.
So proper procedure, I guess, to do this would be the council needs to decide what kind of power they want. Tell the committee what you want. Then the committee has to work a budget, figure out a budget to present to you, to tell you how much you're gonna spend. And if you're that interested, just go and be on the committee. They're open meetings, they're always looking, for as long as they've been together, they've been looking for committee members.
I don't know about that. I tried to be on it. It's kind of exclusive and they've never opened it up to have anyone else on it that I've seen since the inception of even being on the council, for one.
That's why I'd like them to come here
I
quarterly
went
or
to a
something.
meeting and they were like, what are you doing here?
I got the same
That's
feeling.
literally what they said to me. And I said, I attend all your events, I have feedback, and I am a council member and I feel like I have a right to be here. So that's what I was met with when I showed up to the Powell meeting.
Well, I don't know what to say about that, maybe you should have told them that you'd like to be on the committee and help out.
I did,
Um,
it doesn't, they're not open to that.
Well,
Film Boys Club.
It is.
I mean, and we, well, like Willie said, I guess, some kind of a report. I mean, I like to get involved. I've always felt like I want to get involved, but, I didn't want to get kicked to the curb either like Amanda. But, I mean, ultimately, we all have good ideas.
I mean,
And I just want to have a better powwow
yeah, I think we
than
all
last
want,
year.
we don't want to, make them feel threatened or nothing, we all want to work together. A common goal is better goal.
The count on that motion for doubling it, was it 8? Or was there any opposed or abstaining?
there wasn't a vote, there was just,
Yeah, we didn't vote.
No, there was a motion, yeah, okay, so I'm like, what's the vote?
Yeah, there was a motion to double it. Motion by,
Yeah, I don't see changing the whole powwow, I think flyers up.
Yeah.
Set the goal. I mean,
but even if you change the payouts, I mean, still, you're making some improvement and people, you know.
Well, I mean, we know when the ball is every year, we got a lot of resources as far as technology stuff, we got cameras, we got, you know, I'd like to see the kids get involved and actually make their own commercials and, I don't know, I mean, maybe it's a bigger project, but I think we could make that happen.
trying to, hopefully someday I can get to the culture, be part of that process.
Well, I mean, I got some pictures I can show you guys of, you know, a powwow that's had big prize money, a lot of categories, a lot of drums. Their arena is as big as ours, and it couldn't even fit all the dancers in there. That's how many's there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we get what, 50 dancers, 100 or something? There's probably like 3,000 at this hall. I mean, but they also give all probably 400.
What's the budget? What do we spend on it all?
I mean, so what's the bottom line of the hall? We just trying to get people here to have fun.
We never did a, you know, a report at the end, well, we had this many people, we had this many vendors, we had this, you know, this many dancers. You know, I'd like to see some sort of after-action report, so then we can make better improvements.
Water, oh, please have bottled water this year.
I think one of the better calls I went to myself experience was, it was half competition, half traditional. I could go set up and I didn't have to compete. And I think that's what's going on here, this one at ours. And, there are traditional people that don't want to compete. Yeah, I'd like to start something new as far as being and be consistent with it. You can't pay somebody. I'm glad we upped the payment, or I'm glad they were gonna do it anyway, because you can't eat off $10.
I know,
Half the time, didn't look.
Did you have the pay-up? Powwow we're competing with right here.
I would just get it one more.
Bring out 30.
We were in there, that was
That's the
part of the
same
day.
weekend as ours. That's the same weekend as ours.
20 categories.
Oh, this
Just
Is
dance.
that the same weekend?
Behind the garage, wasn't it?
Or is that a?
I'm shooting with center field. No competition. I mean, it still pales people, right? Even when you go to traditional hall, you're still getting on the railroad.
Yeah, it's still there, on Sundays.
Might be this.
So how does it work? Do you get paid up for every time you dance? Or just that when they tell
You
you,
grand entry, you sign up, right?
it's just grand entry?
No, it's not grand entry, it's your category. So when they say like women's 18 and over, and I go dance, when I'm done, I go get paid.
Oh, okay.
And you have to be in your regalia and dance for that category. So it doesn't matter about grand entry or not.
Yeah, you have to sign up before that.
They haven't even been making people sign up, so. It's been like, yeah, you go dance and go get paid after.
We sign in, we did.
I don't know.
So we-
No, the last year I didn't have to sign in. I
We
checked.
did a,
here.
Approximately $97,000 a year we spent on all of them.
That's just the hall.
Okay.
That's a lot.
How much was it for the gathering?
Oh, we spent over $1.5 million.
That for a call,
It was awesome though. But it was awesome though, because
I would try this.
that grand entry one.
Well, you just think all of the food everybody's getting, what, 25 or something a day, that's probably at least $500
Oh yeah, that,
there.
the food coupons.
I think
We
after
did a
this
good
fall,
job, though.
we need to, discuss it a couple of months later. End of summer, discuss the powwow and just, bring your ideas. What do you want for my powwow? What are you looking for? And then let the committee know and give them a budget to reflect that. But that's how stuff should be done.
I agree, and I think if they're willing to come and share quarterly, we can get something done.
Well, they will, if you tell them.
So I'll have her do a budget for contest, and we can discuss it for this one, and possibly go that way next year.
Or add one, I think Forest County does too, don't they? They do more
They
than
do
two.
like
They do
4.
like 4 powwows.
Forest County's got a big ass casino in the middle of Milwaukee.
Yep.
So I'll tell you another word, like a contract contest. Right?
Paul, is it? So we're gonna talk about, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we
Wouldn't be-
should.
Wouldn't be a bad idea. Bring it on, keep it on. Okay, that's all I have. We will see you in 2 weeks for the workshop. And I believe that's it.